Hey everybody, I thought I would share with you my weekly meal prep. Now, it's not for the faint of heart. It's a lot of work. So what I make on a daily is a salad, because I don't eat a whole lot, so this is just really convenient and I actually like the way it tastes. So I always start with cabbage. I do a little shortcut. Actually, this was cheaper than buying a head of cabbage. A head of cabbage, which back in the lower 48, back in Indiana, it's like 59 cents or 79 cents, maybe $1. A head of cabbage up here is $5.12. So I did this for $2.50. And then I do kale, which I've just got it all washed. I just have to cut it up. Green onions, cilantro, red bell peppers, mukamami, which if you're not familiar with it, it's basically edamame that's just been shelled. But the good thing about edamame is it has twice the protein, half the carbs. And in my opinion, it tastes great. So my kale, I basically just cut it up in smaller pieces. I don't actually go too tiny, only because it's hard to stick it with a fork. And a lot of people like to take the vein off of it. I actually leave it on because it's just more crunch, and I don't mind it. I mean, I don't think that it has any distinct, like, sharp or bitter taste. So why not leave it on? If anything, it'll get your bowels moving, which is very important, right? What goes in must come out, otherwise it gets stuck in the middle. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. So the fun part about Alaska is, remember, we don't have traditional trash. So for Alaska, when you have food products, you have to compost them. So I will show you, like, for instance, this little section of my bell pepper. You never throw anything away. So this was a molasses gallon jug. I just cut the lid off of it. It goes beside my sink, and any leftover scraps gets thrown in there. So all those bad dudes, this is the end of my cilantro stuff. Pieces of my green onion. So I throw those in there. So because I don't really have that much of an appetite, and you know, it could be just the, I don't know, transition of moving someplace different or not having somebody else to eat with. Maybe sometimes it's a little bit of that. I tried to really focus on, if I'm going to eat one good meal, I wanted to make it nutrient dense. Kale is fantastic. Cabbage, well, for anybody who's got bowel issues, they probably won't like the cabbage because it does break down into gas. I'm not telling you. Maybe I have a little, I don't know. I didn't say that out loud, did I? I did, okay. So anyway, the kale, very, very nutrient dense. With so many vitamins, A, C, tons of vitamin C in this stuff. But it's just good roughage. Keeps everything in check. So I do cabbage on the bottom, kale, green onions, which I love green onions. Who cares if you got a little something? In my world, we wear a mask. Doesn't matter. It's either that or that black coffee that I'm drinking. Yeah, there ain't no Starbucks. I'm drinking it straight black. And actually, I'm kind of used to it now. I drink it a lot, actually. Every morning, I probably have, I don't know, maybe 4 cups before I go to work. But let's face it, when you say a cup of coffee, this is a cup. Whose coffee cup is this big? Nobody. So I fill up my little mug, and it's probably got like 3 or 4 cups in it, I guess. But needless to say, I drink it. Cilantro. Now I know some people have that genetic trait where they think they taste soap when they eat this. That's really too bad for them because I don't have that trait and I think it tastes amazing. So this salad that I'm prepping for you, it actually, I got this from me and my girl Melissa. We went to Nashville and we ate at a rooftop place, and I wish I could tell you, but I don't retain stuff like that. But needless to say, they had this sesame salad, and this sesame salad, I literally came home and recreated it because it was so incredibly delicious. Now, I have never been one to eat bell peppers. Never. And I think a lot of that probably is because my mother forced me to. So as an adult, you know, of course, what are you gonna do? Not anything they ever told you to do, right? But after having it on that salad, I totally fell in love with it. And I can eat them raw, man. They're so delicious. It's sweet. I get the red mostly because it's sweet. And the other thing too that I would tell you to prioritize when you're going to the store and buying a pepper, always look at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it's a girl. Okay? What does that mean? They're sweeter. So these are good for fresh, whereas a 3, which I think I got lucky this time. Yeah, these are all 4s. But the last bundle I have, and there's nowhere to specify you want a female pepper, but the last bunch I had was all male, and they were okay, but there's definitely a lot more sweetness to a female red bell pepper. And maybe that's because they say, you know, sugar and spice and everything nice, the girls are. I don't know. I might have made that up too. But anyway, it adds a beautiful pop of color to the salad, which is really important because you don't want to be boring and dull. Eat the same color, you can't even tell what you're eating, right? So I like to pile those suckers on. Edamame, remember, packed with protein, and there's hardly any calories to it, no carbs to it. So it's great if you're, you know, diabetic, watching your carbs, trying to lose weight, trying to increase your protein. This is really good stuff. So I buy these frozen, which I don't know if there's another way to buy them other than dry roasted. But anyway, so I take these things frozen, and I think that the integrity of the salads maintained better in the refrigerator when I put these bad dudes on it. And I'm just like a handful is what I put on each one of my salads. These things have 14 grams of protein in 2/3 of a cup. So I'm probably getting at least a good 1/3 cup, close to a 1/2 cup on my salads. Because remember, this is my main meal, so I have to make it count. All right, so there's that. And then, so on the top of the salads, this is where it's really important. So the original salad that I meal prepped had pine nuts on it. Pine nuts, I usually only find those at Kroger's, and they're like $6 for this. Man, it's a very small bag. I would say it's like this size, and it's always in the grocery section. But the white pine nut, it's it's smaller than a peanut, but it has that same oval shape. I can't get them in Alaska. So I've been supplementing with the edamame, and these are sea salt, but it just gives you a little crunch. And then I always top it off with sesame seeds because this is a sesame salad, right? And then this is the icing on the cake, and this is the most important thing. You cannot forget this. You can have 1,000 salad dressings, but if you don't get the right one, here, this one's full. You have to get Annie's shiitake sesame. I'm telling you, this makes the salad like explode with flavor. It's totally a game changer. Now, when I first started eating the salad, how many ounces is this? This is 8 fluid ounces. I may have used this for 2.5 salads. It's delicious. And I don't even know that you really taste mushroom, but It is so bomb. Anyway, totally love it. Okay, so back to cleaning house, which I can finish all this stuff. Remember, waste not, want not. So, trash, right? So there's my vegetables. Oh wait, look at this little bad dude. You know what that is? Metal. So I put my food that's gonna be in there. Take the paper off because I can burn that. Metal I can't burn. So let me gather this stuff all up real quick like. Here's this. I didn't eat my bun from my hamburger. We have a meal truck here in town for the summer months while Samaritan's Purse is active. So I've been getting a burger and like splitting it up over a couple of days, but I never eat the buns. So that has to be recycled. Papers, plastics. What was the other plastics? Yeah. All right, so now let's go for a walk, you guys. Let's see if I can, maybe I can do this. Maybe I'll be like a professional. Check this out. Woo! Here's my kitchen. My neighbor upstairs, she ordered Costco. It's really hard to get stuff from Costco because out here in the bush, you can't order it unless you have a $1,500 order. I don't know about you, but this sister can't eat $1,500 before it goes bad. So it's not an option for me, but she let me piggyback off her order. So I did order some frozen chicken, breasts and thighs. So here's my trash. Only plastics, only papers. Now, we're gonna go outside. What do you think about that? And I'll try to keep this camera going all right, but sometimes a little sketchy, you know? So out here in my little breezeway, look at this. That trash can is for non-burnable items. Cans, glass, aluminum, and foil. You can't melt it. We don't have 1,350 degrees to melt aluminum. So now we have to go outside. So of course now I got my compost. And oh, look at that big old magpie up there. I don't know if you can see it. He's already out. See these white bags right here? So the stuff that we can't burn or compost, we actually put in these large bags. And then when we accumulate so many of them, I'll do a little look peek. So this is stuff that we cannot burn. So there's like a lot of metal. There's a bunch of cans in there. 5 billion screws that I picked up out of that. But then we'll go out here, and I know I was a little bit sketchy about this too when it comes to composting, because you're thinking, are you feeding the bears? I don't know. But needless to say, we have a compost. And I'll tell you what, every dog in the neighborhood makes its rounds on a daily. Not even kidding. I've met some really good friends that way. But you know, you can tell that these guys do it all the time because they're picky. They're picky. Like I tried to give one my hamburger bun. He was like, I ain't eating that bread. The meat's over there. Not even kidding. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, so let's go back inside. Oh, I'll show you my little pantry over here. So this is all my dry food stuff. Kind of nice, huh? Check that out. Oh, do you see that nice little display of sugar? Don't tell anybody. That's why I have to pick a nutritious meal, because I like to sneak those things in. Okay, guys. So now I know what my meal prep's like. It's fun. A little. But yeah, clean up and the trash is the hardest part. Separating everything out. And I catch myself all the time throwing some crumbs in the trash. I'm like, ooh, I can't do that. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great day.